The world's richest billionaires often make headlines for their massive wealth, but they're not the only ones with deep pockets. Some of the most wanted criminals and crime organizations are also rolling in money from illegal activities. From infamous drug lords to powerful mafia groups, these individuals and organizations have built fortunes that can rival those of the top billionaires. Today, we will get to know the top 5 of these notorious figures and discover how they've amassed such impressive wealth. Number 5. Khun Sa, famously known as the Opium King, was a larger-than-life figure in the world of illicit narcotics. Born in Myanmar, then Burma, in 1933, he quickly became entrenched in the drug trade, focusing on opium and heroin. Khun Sa's influence stretched across the Golden Triangle, a region where Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand converge and where opium production flourished. His journey to power kicked off in the 1960s, and by the 1980s, Khun Sa had solidified his status as one of the most formidable drug traffickers globally. He commanded a private army to safeguard his operations and influence local and regional politics. He even played a part in Myanmar's ethnic conflicts, underscoring his reach beyond the drug trade. Despite international pursuits and being on the radar of authorities in the United States and other countries, Khun Sa managed to evade capture for decades. In 1996, he surprisingly announced his retirement from the drug trade and turned himself in to the Myanmar government, living out the rest of his days under their protection. He passed away in 2007. Khun Sa's wealth was estimated at an impressive $5 billion, the peak of his drug empire. This vast fortune stemmed from his mastery over opium and heroin trafficking in the Golden Triangle, allowing him to wield tremendous power and luxury. His story, while notorious, remains a fascinating chapter in the history of global narcotics trafficking. Number 4. Leona Helmsley. Leona Helmsley, often known as the Queen of Mean, was a larger-than-life American businesswoman who dominated the real estate and hospitality industries with her fierce and uncompromising approach. Born in New York City in 1920, Leona started her career in the hotel business and quickly worked her way up, eventually becoming the driving force behind the vast Helmsley real estate empire. Her rise to prominence was closely tied to her marriage to real estate mogul Harry Helmsley in 1972. Together, they built an impressive portfolio of luxury hotels and commercial properties, including the iconic Empire State Building. Leona's reputation for being demanding and exacting earned her the nickname Queen of Mean, and her high standards in business made her a formidable figure. However, Leona's career took a dramatic turn in the late 1980s when she was convicted of tax evasion and other charges. Her trial exposed her lavish lifestyle and alleged mistreatment of employees, including her infamous line, "We don't pay taxes, only the little people pay taxes." Leona served time in prison and under house arrest, but she returned to managing her businesses after her release. Leona's story is one of ambition, luxury, and controversy. Despite her legal troubles, she remained a powerful force in the real estate and hospitality industries until her death in 2007. With a net worth estimated at around $4 to $5 billion, she left behind a mixed legacy that included substantial charitable donations, along with a notable $12 million trust for her dog, Trouble. Number 3. Victor Bout. Victor Bout, often called the Merchant of Death, is a figure straight out of an action thriller. Born in Tajikistan in 1967 when it was part of the Soviet Union, Bout capitalized on the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s to become one of the world's most notorious arms dealers. His story is filled with intrigue, daring, and a global reach that extended to conflict zones in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Bout's global arms trafficking operation involved a fleet of cargo planes and a complex web of front companies. His client list was as diverse as it was controversial, with rebel groups, militias, and even governments all seeking his services. For years, Bout managed to stay a step ahead of international authorities, but his high profile and secretive operations eventually caught up with him. In 2008, Bout was arrested in Thailand and later extradited to the United States, where he faced charges of conspiracy to provide material support to terrorists and conspiracy to kill Americans. His story highlights the dark underbelly of international arms trafficking, showcasing how one man's vast operations can influence conflicts and security around the world. At the peak of his career, Victor Bout's net worth was estimated to be around $6 billion. This fortune came from his extensive arms deals, vast fleet of cargo planes, and complex network of businesses. Bout's rise to infamy and subsequent downfall offer a gripping tale of ambition, danger, and the lengths some will go to amass power and wealth. Number 2, Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood Ibrahim is one of the most notorious and mysterious crime lords in recent history. Born in Mumbai, India in 1955, he climbed the ranks to become the leader of the D Company, a formidable criminal organization involved in a variety of illegal operations such as drug trafficking, extortion, and smuggling. Dawood's reach extends far beyond South Asia, placing him among the world's most wanted criminals. Dawood's rise began with petty crimes, but he quickly expanded his operations into organized crime, establishing the D Company in the 1970s. This group dominated Mumbai's underworld, controlling smuggling rings, gambling, and the drug trade. Dawood is also thought to have been a major player in the devastating 1993 Bombay bombings. In the 1990s, Dawood left India and is believed to have found sanctuary in Pakistan, where he continues to run his vast criminal empire. His exact location remains a mystery, but he is on the most wanted lists of both Indian and international law enforcement agencies. Despite his criminal dealings, Dawood has managed to stay one step ahead of authorities for decades, partly due to his extensive connections and protection from certain political factions. His life story is one of intrigue and power, with a reach that extends across borders. It's no surprise his life has inspired books, films, and a great deal of speculation. Dawood Ibrahim's net worth is estimated to be between $6 and $10 billion, making him one of the wealthiest crime lords globally. His massive fortune is fueled by his control over various illegal ventures, including drug trafficking, extortion, smuggling, and money laundering. Dawood's D Company operates across multiple countries, exerting influence in regions like the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and parts of Europe and Africa. His wealth is also intertwined with legitimate businesses, such as real estate and hospitality, which serve as fronts for his criminal enterprises. Number 1. Amado Carrillo. Amado Carrillo Fuentes, known as the Lord of the Skies, was a commanding figure in the Mexican drug trade, celebrated for his audacious use of a fleet of Boeing 727 jets to transport massive quantities of cocaine from Colombia to Mexico. Born in 1956 in Sinaloa, a region synonymous with the drug trade, Carrillo Fuentes ascended through the ranks of the underworld, eventually leading the powerful Juarez cartel in the 1990s. His innovative strategy of using large aircraft earned him his notorious nickname and allowed him to dominate the narcotics market. Carrillo Fuentes' approach streamlined drug transportation and made him one of the most influential figures in the global narcotics trade. His ability to build alliances and his grip over the drug business extended his influence beyond just illegal activities. He held significant sway over Mexican political and law enforcement circles. At the height of his career, Carrillo Fuentes' net worth was estimated to be around $25 billion, a fortune that enabled him to operate with near impunity. His vast wealth funded a lavish lifestyle and cemented his reputation as one of the most formidable figures in international narcotics trafficking. Carrillo Fuentes' life ended unexpectedly in 1997 when he died during a controversial plastic surgery in Mexico City, leading to numerous rumors and theories about foul play. Despite his passing, the Lord of the Skies left behind a lasting legacy in the history of drug trafficking, remembered for his daring exploits and significant impact on the drug trade. But wait. Top richest criminals list can't be complete without mentioning Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar, one of history's most infamous and influential drug lords, led a life straight out of a crime thriller. Born in 1949 in Rio Negro, Colombia, Escobar's rise to power began with small-scale smuggling and contraband sales. But it didn't take long for him to pivot to the lucrative cocaine trade, founding the Medellin cartel and establishing himself as a dominant force in the global narcotics market. In the 1980s, Escobar's empire controlled much of the world's cocaine trade, exporting vast quantities to the United States and other international markets. His operations generated staggering wealth with an estimated net worth of around $30 billion. This vast fortune allowed him to indulge in a lavish lifestyle, complete with luxurious properties, private jets, and even a private zoo full of exotic animals. Escobar's story isn't just one of power and wealth, it's also one of a complex public image. Despite his brutal tactics, which included bombings and assassinations, Escobar gained a Robin Hood-like reputation for his philanthropic efforts in Colombia. He funded infrastructure projects and provided support to poor communities, earning a mix of fear and loyalty from the public. As law enforcement closed in on him, Escobar went into hiding. The intense manhunt for him ended in 1993 when he was killed in a shootout with Colombian police in Medellin. His life has since become the stuff of legend, inspiring books, movies, and television series that explore his larger-than-life persona and complicated legacy. These stories might make you curious and encourage you to be careful as you go through life. Also, they show us a world where great power comes with big risks. While they had wealth and control, their lives also reminded us of the dangers of going too far with ambition. Don't forget to check out the More You Know channel too. Remember, knowledge leads to wisdom, respect, and consequently power. Peace out.